Hey everybody, Marty and Andrew here. Andrew,
Marty.
it's day 2 of E3.
It is. It's
we
the
are
end of day
exhausted.
two.
You
We're
got
very exhausted.
you got 0 sleeps. I got 2 sleeps. But we saw the behind closed doors demo of one of the big games Sony showed at their conference, which was
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Horizon Zero Dawn. I keep thinking Zero
Until
Dark
Dawn.
30. That was a different
Until
thing.
Dawn,
Until Dawn. Don't think of any of those.
Yeah, don't think of Zero Dawn.
That was Guerrilla Games' new IP. It's sort of that big. It's this open world RPG where they called it post-apocalyptic. That's a marketing buzzword, but I liked it. So I'm going to use it.
There's 3 marketing.
It's set like a thousand years after the fall of humanity. You play a wandering warrior named Ayla, and you fight these robot dinosaurs, which just looks incredible. And so we went through the demo again, but there were some changes.
Yeah,
so
it was more looking at the openness of that world. Like basically, they didn't. It was the same general area as the demo in the conference, but you they explored around a rock face, and you found these collectible flowers or resources of some kind, and there were scraps that you could pick up.
There's definitely crafting plays a huge part in the game, and we asked them, and they said that you can become encumbered. So there is a certain, because when you went to pick something up, if there were 2 objects, it would be like, do you want to pick up all of it or just one of them? And so we were like, well, why would you not want to pick up all of them? So you can become encumbered.
But it's cool because the things you're picking up are literally pieces of the enemies.
Yes.
It's you are collecting as you beat them and they fall apart. You're picking up pieces of them.
Yeah, it has this interesting sort of. It's this parallel to actual hunt, people who hunt and utilize everything of the animal. This sort of reminds me of that, except instead of using the meat and the bones and the fur, you're using robot parts.
The circuits?
Like the circuits and the breakers
wires,
and the ratchets.
There's probably some screws.
The clanks. We've never built anything.
Oil.
We don't know anything about electronics.
I don't even know how to put skim milk in coffee.
That was really bad. That was not good. They also showcased this sort of cool way to set up traps that almost remind me of a Far Cry game. She set up these tripwires in between 2 rocks, and then sort of went around, and there was a pack of the sort of the ones that looked like gazelles almost. Giselles?
They look like Giselle Bundchen.
They looked like there was a bunch of gazelles.
Well, and to back up, you say they look like gazelles. They're these creatures, they're robots, but they're very distinctly based on real animals. It's they almost as though they've real animals have evolved into these robot forms.
Yeah.
So these were grazing, deer or gazelles or something. Yeah.
And so we spooked them, and they ran away, but they ran right into tripwires, and all of them exploded, which was sort of messed up because it was just all of a sudden there was just parts everywhere and numbers were flying up, because it does have this sort of RPG, Borderlands-y feel to it, where every shot you take, a little damage indicator pops up and a little number pops up. And that felt really good, and then she was running through and grabbing all the scraps, and yeah, it seems like they showcased some concept art of a town area, and it was really cool. It sort of looked like King's Landing. It had this
yeah, it was
Mediterranean feel.
very rustic.
Yeah,
and it was cool because that was part of they talked a lot about those RPG elements, because it's what we saw during the conference and then what we saw today was very action heavy. It feels just like a third-person action game. But there are very heavy RPG mechanics. Like in the HUD, the top right is your level, and you're leveling up. You are collecting experience, and also though, that town, it's it seems as though it'll be a town with an inn, and where you can buy supplies, and very much that JRPG home-based sort of thing.
Yeah, because we even said we wanted to make sure was this before the fall? Is this concept art of what the world once was? And they were no, this is a place in the game. And they showed it was a marketplace, and then they showed a person with a mechanical dog, and so I'm oh, well, not all the robots in the world are awful. I guess they're not all.
Well, and that's the most interesting thing. Yeah, so everything we've seen from that demo and in this, it's they have a white light, and then when you pass in front of them, it turns to a red light, and then they're angry. But the beginning of our demo, she stealth killed one of them, and as it's dying, she's I'm sorry, little one, or something. She feels sympathy towards these. They're not the enemy necessarily.
Yeah, I'm sort of they keep it a lot of the story stuff under wraps, but I'm really interested to see why is she hunting? If she feels sympathy, why is she doing this in the first place? What is her end goal? Yeah, they mentioned also a lot of other stuff, that this is a super open world game in terms of they're that mountain you can go up. I guess it's a lot of games do that now. Hey, that mountain you can climb it.
You see it, you can climb it.
Yeah. That moon, you probably can't go there because that's space.
Maybe there's spaceships.
Maybe there are spaceships. We're not going to confirm that.
There was also we were in the middle of a mission. You had to collect canisters from the backs of these things. There are specific objectives and things like that too.
Yeah, totally. And then it ended with the same fight against that massive T-Rex sort of enemy, and they actually
it was more like a Triceratops.
It wasn't. No, it was absolutely a T-Rex. Dude, you don't know anything about dinosaurs.
Apparently not.
It was unequivocal. It was absolutely. B-roll is popping up right now. You're going to see that was a T-Rex, and that Andrew doesn't know anything about dinosaurs. But yeah, and they sort of pause and zoom the camera out in like the dev debug mode just to show the scale of like how much bigger this thing is than your character, and sort of like they're panning around and saying like there's like 50 different like hatches on the thing that you can blow off, and then underneath are weak points, and so there's a lot of strategy in terms of like she's switching to her like armor piercing arrows, knocking off the plate, and then going to her explosive arrows, and then blowing up the circuit.
She had this like gigantic like gun
that
thing?
she like ripped up, like she shot a piece off of the Tyrannosaurus Rex's back, and then pulled out this like massive like bazooka and was just blowing it apart with that.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, the demo was cool. That's you know, this thing got me more excited than any of the Killzone games have. So I'm really excited that Guerrilla's working on something that's big and colorful and gorgeous, and they have confirmed it is single player only. So it's you know, anyone who thought that this might be, you know, some sort of a MMO or anything like that, that's definitely not the case.
Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. That's only one of the many awesome games we saw this week at E3 2015. For everything else, man, just what? Sony, dinosaurs that are T-Rexes, and
other dinosaurs.
And other dinosaurs such as Triceratops. You're out in the right place. IGN.com, we're so tired. I'm so very tired. I just want to go to bed. Why is this still happening? Why are you still doing this? Why are you still filming? Turn it off. Just turn it off. Sully, don't. Why are we doing this? Mom, I just want to go home. I'm so tired. Thanks, guys.